so that you would never have to deal with this again. Let's go ahead and take a quick overview of the clip and see how our AquaStop basement gutter system could benefit your home.
Living with a wet basement can be miserable, leaving nearly half of your home's square footage totally unusable, just because it gets wet when it rains. Cleaning up water and dealing with the results, such as mold, mildew, and rotting building materials, is tiring and expensive. Not only is this inconvenient, but it will decrease the value of your home and can cause you to have problems when you try to sell your home. But most importantly, there are health hazards associated with a wet basement. Water enters the basement from three principal areas: under the slab floor, from the walls, and at the footing wall joint. And the most effective way to address each of these and permanently fix your wet basement is with the AquaStop basement gutter system. Here's how it works. A small section of concrete around the perimeter of your basement floor is skillfully removed, and weep holes are drilled into the bottom of the wall. The patented drainage system is installed on the footing and is then backfilled with stone, and the concrete is then restored. Unlike other systems, AquaStop is not placed in the dirt and will never clog with mud washing into it. The attached wall flange directs any wall leakage down under the slab floor and into the perimeter drain. Once captured, the water is transferred to a sealed sump pump system where it is safely evacuated away from the home. The AquaStop basement gutter system permanently fixes groundwater seepage and allows you to enjoy your entire home with the peace of mind that your basement will never flood again.
Now, for a closer view, so the AquaStop basement gutter system, like we had said, around the exterior, we would remove about 6 to 12 inches of concrete. We go ahead and place the basement gutter in stone, and then a vapor barrier and weeping holes will help eliminate the wetness of your basement. So that's just kind of a highlighted view of what would be installed alongside the foundation wall. Here would be a view of the basement gutter along with the gravel, weeping of the concrete. So over time and pressure with the hydrostatic pressure that's occurring on the outside of the foundation wall, you have an extreme amount of moisture being seeped in through the porous concrete material. Now, those CMU blocks are completely hollow in the center. That's why you see the buildup of so much moisture. So by drilling these holes, you can see how much water is coming out. Now, here would be an example of what the finished look is like when the concrete is put over the gutter stop system. So very minimal. There is some discoloration because that's new concrete being cured.
The heart of any crawl space waterproofing system is the sump pump. Unfortunately, not all sump pumps are created equal, and most will fail at some point, leaving you with structural issues, damaged building materials, and stored items. But more importantly, it directly contributes to mold growth and rot. Failure happens for one of three reasons. The pump stops working, the pump is overwhelmed during heavy rains, or power is lost due to a storm or a tripped circuit breaker. The AquaStop Triple addresses all three issues. As the name implies, the system features three independent pumps in one patented basin. The three pumps are staged on two integrated pump racks, and each pump has its own reed cage protected float switch. Here's what that means to you. The primary pump is responsible for moving water under normal circumstances. Should this pump have a mechanical failure, the rising water level activates the second pump, which is set slightly higher in the basin. Should the first pump not be able to keep up in a heavy storm, the second pump is activated by the rising water level, and both pumps now work together to effectively evacuate the captured water. If power is lost and the water rises above the level of both these pumps, a third sump pump, which is connected to a battery backup, now takes over. In the unlikely event that water passes all three operating ranges, the AquaStop monitoring system alerts you to rising water, allowing you to take preventive action. The AquaStop Triple provides the highest level of protection. You can sleep easy knowing you will never have to worry about a flooded basement again.
So just a closer view of the triple sump pump. You can see that it's a three-pronged approach. You have backup measures in place. It's on a dedicated 20 amp breaker. If there were any issues to occur, you would be completely notified. There is a backup battery pump. This is a view of the exterior. So water gets pumped out of the basement and then is expelled away from the home. Only thing visible will be this drain once the trench is covered and the piping is covered, leaving anything barely noticeable. So you can see right here, landscaping goes back to normal. All you have is this one drain. You can continue to do all your landscaping as you normally would. Now that we've addressed the groundwater seepage, you also must consider controlling the wall moisture. And here's another video. So within that active wedge, there's a lot of hydrostatic pressure being forced alongside the foundation wall. So you can see the positive side is on the active wedge side, seeping through the concrete wall. Now, if you had a finished basement, you wouldn't have any visible signs to speak of initially, but what can happen is as moisture gets trapped in between the drywall and your foundation wall, you have the potential for mold to grow without any visible signs. So you may notice a odor or a smell, and it may be weeks, months, years prior to you visibly noticing any type of signal or sign on the interior side of the wall. So what we can do is, like I said, I've taken the data and the measurements. I do have my high moisture content reader. I can display how much moisture is in the air and in the walls. And then just the simple fact that cement or concrete block walls are porous, so they do absorb moisture. And then what you'll notice is if you have any of these sweat stains, similar to like wearing a hat, running around, sweating in it, as it dries out and moisture escapes, what you have is these mineral deposits left on the wall. So a telltale sign that there's extreme high moisture content within the walls. Now, options for repair would be damp proofing. So this is similar to what is already existing on the home due to building code. So you just have this drain with some loose gravel on top of it. Over time, as wetness, moisture, and soil get combined, turn into mud, you end up clogging the drain, no longer functioning properly. You have the painted on coatings, as we had mentioned earlier. You're introducing a organic material to an inorganic surface. So not only is there wetness, but now you've introduced food for mold to grow. or you do nothing and the issue continues to can't even speak anymore. The issue continues to grow and get worse. Health concerns and overall mold exposure increases behind that drywall. The solution is once again highlighted at a great detail and overview from our engineering department. So let's go ahead and take a look at this clip.
In addition to controlling groundwater seepage, wet basement walls must also be addressed. Wall leakage, water vapor moving through the wall, or condensation create a humid basement that's unhealthy, smelly, and unsightly. This leads to mold and mildew, damage to stored items and furnishings, and ultimately an unusable and unlivable space. Painted-on coatings and sealants peel and flake off, promote mold growth, and they simply don't work. The proper way to fix wet basement walls is with a permanently attached, mechanically fastened, inorganic barrier. AquaStop Wall Seal is the answer. AquaStop Wall Seal is a durable, heavy-duty polyethylene membrane, like a pool liner. It is reinforced with polyester cording for incredible tear resistance and strength. The system stops water vapor from entering the basement and drains wall leakage out of sight down into the basement gutter system. Since AquaStop Wall Seal is inorganic, it'll never rot, mold, and mildew will not grow on it, and is an absolute must for homeowners that plan on finishing their basement. The washable surface will make your basement walls look clean and nice, and it will brighten the entire basement area with available lighting. Take back your basement and protect it with AquaStop Wall Seal. Now, the last step in keeping your downstairs dry and fully usable is the installation of a basement-specific air system.
I apologize. I was just looking for that AquaStop basement air system, and here's some more additional details on that.
Even if your basement isn't actively leaking, the amount of water vapor inside your home can be staggering. Your basement floors and walls are made of porous materials, like a hard sponge, allowing water vapor to easily pass through into your home. As the relative humidity soars, condensation forms and mold grows, which leads to a foul-smelling home and potential health hazards. All of this can be eliminated with the AquaStop basement air system. The basement air system utilizes commercial-grade air purification and dehumidification technology in a single device. The high-efficiency filtration captures airborne particles 50 times smaller than a human hair, removing all mold spores, dust mite droppings, and other allergens. The AquaStop air system can remove more than 100 pints of water per day, and the self-draining feature means no more buckets to empty, sloshing water, and daily maintenance. Once cleaned and dried, a powerful blower moves this air throughout your basement, drying everything in it. It's time to stop living in half the home that you're paying for. You bought a house with a basement for a reason. Take back your home with the AquaStop basement air system.
Now that you have an understanding of what's causing the issue, what other failed solutions have been presented in the past, and the Groundworks permanent solution, which option do you feel is best for securing your home and your investment as well as your health?